This is the inside of a Queensland far remote ambulance. So instead of a normal ambulance, the one you're thinking of, what they use is a Land Cruiser. And if you think about that, it's a lot smaller than the normal ambulances we're used to. Now, the upside being it can do things, like, for example, crawl over rocks and do all sorts of crazy stuff and go off-road because it's a freaking Land Cruiser. The downside is, again, no room. Check this out. Normal front seat and normal shotgun passenger seat. That is the medic work area. And I apologize, it's just difficult because there's not a lot of room, so it's not easy to take pictures. And if you look, I might fit in there. Might. That is the patient area. It's the size of a single stretcher. That's all the room they get. Then the EMT sits there and they have a computer console right there, right in front of them. And this thing can do anything that a normal full ambulance can do. They've crammed it all in here. They give morphine, the whole 9 yards. And they have, for emergencies, they have the sat phone. There's the switches for sirens and the internal lights. Oh, his spare medic bag. His go-to crash kit, medic kit. The stretchers are freaking literally shoved in above where the patient is. And then over here you've got their medical stuff. You have to reach over the patient in order to get anything. Then he's got another medical area back there that faces the back. So in order to use any of that stuff, they actually have to stop the car and open it up so he can get access to other stuff. So if he needs anything back there, the car has to stop. And the most important piece of equipment when you have volunteer drivers helping you out when you're an EMT, that would be the GPS unit that was pre-programmed for the Normington Hospital so that he just had to push a button and say, follow that machine, and off we went. That's it. Look how small that is. It's basically the size of a small van. Really small, minivan size. And that's all they get. And they have one medic. One. That's why they needed me, to drive. Because they only had the one medic. And in order to take the hour drive from where we were in Corumba to the Normington Hospital, which is where we came to, in order to do that hour drive, the EMT needed to keep an eye on the patient. So the EMT was over there, and the patient was laying here with a neck brace on. They asked me to drive because I happened to be the sober guy at the bar because I was working. Yeah. So it says a lot for the quality of the EMTs out here working in the middle of nowhere. There are 2 EMTs for the town of Corumba. Now, I grant you, 600 people in the town. That's not a lot of people, so I get that they only have the 2 EMTs that work a switch shift. So they only have 1 EMT on call at all at any given point. Still, dude, that's awesome. I mean, these guys, seriously, they make stuff happen. This is really impressive that they work with such a small amount of gear and such few personnel to keep people safe. Out here in the middle of nowhere, about 11 hours from the next major city, which is Cairns, which is not a major city. You're looking at, I think someone told me Queensland is the size, or farther, there are 2 Texases, I don't know if Texas has a plural, could fit in Queensland. The northern Queensland, the part that I'm in right now, the Shire, is massive, ridiculously massive, probably larger than the San Francisco Bay. I mean, and there's a couple thousand people who live here. So these EMTs have very little support. And they have the flying doctors and stuff, but even those guys are a far way away. And these guys keep people alive with these tiny little ambulances and these tiny little hospitals. I can't even show it to you, but this hospital there's no massive hospital, kids. They could probably have 20 patients and that's it, max. Now, it's a lot of people for who's out here, but still, it's amazing. I mean, they do a good job.